Look at Kaner and Tarasenko hogging up your Zoom time. Uh, what's it? I mean, was it? It's got to be a good feeling coming back, I would imagine.
Yeah, I can't believe that you're actually still on this call after those two spoke before me. I think that you'd start dinner or lunch already. Yeah, feels great to obviously get a deal done with Detroit. I know probably easy answer. This obviously where I wanted to be. Told my agent that right after the end of the year that really enjoyed my time with the guys last year, and I mean everything included off the ice, on the ice. My heart was 100% set on Detroit. Obviously, you just can't really say that when you're a free agent, but I mean, the internal discussions were always to come back here. I really enjoyed my time here, and I mean, not even that. I think it's the biggest thing is just having a chance to build something with a really good group. I think that's the coolest thing. And like you just mentioned, I mean, you look at having Kaner back, and obviously a guy of that caliber could. I know he had every team to choose from, and same with Tarasenko, and I mean, even though almost every guy that we signed, obviously they're going to have options, and it's really nice to have them choose us, and see the same thing that I see.
Hey, just one quick one. I mean, once you get to July 1st, is it a little scary? I mean, you just don't know how things are going to go and all.
Yeah, I've only had to do it last year and this year. Obviously, were my first two experiences going into free agency. I mean, yeah, it's definitely it's a little nerve wracking. I mean, you just don't you don't know where your life is going to be for the next 8 or 9 months. You don't know what city. You don't know anything. What type of deals are going to come at you. So obviously like I said, once Steve called, and I think it was a no brainer on our side. We didn't wait, for another call. I called them right back and said yes. So this is where I want to be.
Sounds good. Thanks for this.
Yeah.
Answer.
Yeah, hi, Christian. Just assuming that if coaches keep you together with Kopp and Rasmussen, what's that going to be like? Just having that familiarity and that chemistry right from the start of the season.
Yeah, obviously, last season had a lot of success with those two. I think very highly of their games, and um, you know we're it's July 8th or 9th. It's really early to look at line combinations and obviously not any of the players' decisions. But like you said, if that's a possibility, obviously that was a mind thought going through my brain coming back here, and obviously how well we performed there for those 30 or 40 games, whatever it was, and but even without those two, there's so much more depth on this team. We're looking back on it, I think from this year to last year, I think you look at the guys we added and just kind of the spots how they're going to fill out. Obviously, I know what my duties are and my role is on this team, and I mean that was a big choice of me coming back here. Is I really enjoyed my role last year with those two, and even when I wasn't with those two, I thought I had some good success. Just kind of hunkering down that bottom six and doing some things that all bottom six teams or bottom six players have to do. Look forward to taking another step in that and penalty killing and matchups and all the stuff that you guys saw last year that I really embrace and like to do.
Just also just the importance of being better, having a better team defense this year, especially with the amount of goals that were lost this offseason. How big is that going to be to the team's success to get that goals against down?
Yeah, I mean that's obviously was a good emphasis for us going into training camp last year. I think the previous year than I was there, I know that they really emphasized on wanting to bring that total down. And like I said on my previous answer, I think that was a kind of the mindset of signing back here was just being able to have the comfortability with the players and the coaching staff and the system. I think coming into this camp, I mean, myself personally, I'm much more comfortable. I don't have to learn the system. What the coaches expect. And I think from our standpoint, I think it's, kind of a good kudos on of set expectations for ourselves this upcoming season. Obviously came down to the wire there, and I think a lot of us have some, a little chip on our shoulder with kind of how that March unfolded, and knew that, we worked our asses off to get to that moment, and just kind of obviously had a very unfortunate March. But like I just said, that's huge expectations for us. I think that's great for our group to have expectations to come into next year to get back to that point. We had some really good months as being a hockey team, and I obviously fully confident that we could get back there.
Thanks, Christian.
Max?
Hey, Christian, you talked about some of the free agent guys seeing the vision that you do. What are kind of the things that define that vision for what you see this group can be?
I mean, you don't want to set crazy expectations, but I think everybody's in the same boat. I think we kind of shown last year a big step in the progression of our team, and setting a standard that, we could be in that postseason, and we expect to be in the postseason. I think it's just last year was a great building block for our team. But like I said in the first or second question, it's we got Hall of Famers signing contracts with us, choosing to sign contracts with us. They guys of that caliber. And you talk about a guy like Patrick, he could go to any team, and any team would love to have him. I think that says a lot about our organization. I think you look at Tarasenko, guy's just won. He has 2 Stanley Cups under his. He's not coming just to play hockey. That guy obviously sees something in the Red Wings, and so he played against us last year. You look at, Gus on the back end. That's a huge signing. Talbot, goaltending. There's a lot of great pieces that we added, and I think it's a testament to our group, and that's fun. That's fun to be a part of. That guys would like to be a part of an organization, like the Red Wings. It's pretty damn special to play for such a, amazing organization, so much history. And I think all the players that were on the team last year, from day one, once you go to training camp, that you're playing for the Red Wings, and a lot more comes with wearing that jersey. So it's going to be fun to add those new guys that came in, and obviously the guys that came back too.
And then last year, you were a guy that had a lot of those kind of third assist type plays. I know it's not always the first thing that's asked of you, but do you think there is a little bit more kind of offense in your game to tap into this year?
Yeah, 100%. I think, I'm really excited. Obviously this summer, all summers are huge, but definitely, wasn't too pleased with my, offensive production. I know I should be well over the double-digit goal mark, and just wasn't that dialed in last year. Didn't have the best fortune with point totals, but obviously, like you just said, not my biggest concern. And that's never going to be how I'm really measured in performance. So but with that being said, I definitely have way higher expectations for myself. And I've done it. I've the year previous coming 13 or 14 goals. They're right around that mark, and 30 to 40 points. That's kind of my bread and butter. And then obviously, like I said, my that's not priority number one. My priority is trying to fill the role that's going to help this team. And I feel like, just with the coaching staff, somewhere between that third and fourth line, that's fantastic for me, and bringing energy for the team, and having a voice in that room. It means a lot to be a part of it and have a role on a successful team.
Thanks, Christian. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Sean?
I gotta ask one odd one here, because I see like the nautical gauge behind you. So are you on a boat right now? Where are you?
I am on a boat right now. I am in where am I at? We're in Capri. We're in Italy right now. So
Okay.
I wish I could take you up on. I don't think I'd lose the Wi-Fi, but yeah, I'm on Italy for 6 or 7 days, and we had this planned a while back. So kind of crazy time, and thank yeah, I'm currently on a boat right now.
Okay. Okay. That makes more sense. I was wondering about the room decor. When you kind of re-signed with this team, and you talked about a lot about your rollover, but you talk about kind of trying to hit those double-digit goals. When you look at your season, is it more so is it just finishing? Because obviously sometimes it can be, hey, shooting percentage wasn't there. Like, how do you kind of look at getting over that double-digit goal hump for you?
I'd say when I think of last year, it's probably more of the finishing. I mean, early on in the season, I remember thinking to myself and watching my clips of just kind of shaking my head, thinking how the heck I didn't put that one in, or stuff like that. And kind of, I think a little bit goes towards just the first couple of months of joining a new team. I think it takes a little bit of just, gaining the coach's trust, and maybe you simplify your game maybe more than you should, just to make sure that you're getting that puck out and maybe not trying that high risk play at the wrong time. So I think that kind of had a little bit of a factor into it, maybe dumbing down my game too simple. But like I said, I've eighth or ninth year here playing in the NHL. I know where I should be, and I know that that's where my numbers should be. I'm not too concerned about it. I think it's, having a full year under me last year and coming into training camp, just, being ready to go from day one is going to be huge for me. And, my game, I really like being comfortable around teammates and coaches, and just knowing the expectations that you have for yourself. So, I'm looking forward to getting into September just for that. I know, just to prove, I know what I can do.
And last one for me, kind of on a league-wide thing. You spent so long in Arizona, and now you got some former teammates, some friends, I'm sure, who have now playing for Utah. Have you caught up with any of them? What it's been like to kind of be part of that process?
Yeah, I've actually, the last probably month and a half, 2 months, I've been out in my house in Scottsdale. I've usually spent a good chunk of my summer out there training and skating. Clayton Keller and Nick Schmaltz, those two of my closest buddies. So we spent quite a few days working out and skating in the summer. So yeah, obviously a pretty crazy transition for them, but I don't want to speak too much for them, but I know that they're so excited just to join a new ownership group with that Ryan Smith, and just, I don't have to tell you guys, you know how the stories went in Arizona for the last longer than I've been there. So obviously a good change up just to get a fresh start for those guys. Hopefully, having the ownership committed and spending some money and being a competitive team every year, just to give yourself a chance to get in the postseason, I think is going to be amazing for them and their careers.
All right, thank you. Enjoy the boat travels.
Thank you.
Yeah, Christian, one of the things Steve said when we asked him about bringing you back was, he said the players really liked you as a person, and also what you brought to the team, both on the ice and in terms of your leadership in the room. I mean, how does that make you feel when you hear that from, that your teammates really wanted you back?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I pride myself a lot. I think how I've gotten to where I am, and how I got into this league, and how I've sustained my career. I think a big emphasis is just playing the right way. Maybe I probably do a disservice to myself, and I'm sure my agent probably would agree. Just points, point total. Obviously, that's a huge thing in contract stuff. But listen, I pride myself on being a really good teammate, always showing up and working my ass off, and obviously I'm a very personable guy. I really enjoyed. I think that was a huge thing. I enjoyed the leadership, and just the guys, Larks, and I could go down the entire list of guys on the team that made it so easy for me. I really enjoyed the camaraderie of our group. I think there's something there. I think we felt it during stretches of last year where you could really kind of feel, us coming together as a group and coming together as a team. And I think it just shows on the ice. And I'm not talking about just stuff in the locker room and us having fun. That's, every team's going to get along and enjoy. But I think when you start to see guys, in that, 5 minutes left in the third, certain guys blocking shots, or certain guys, hitting a guy, or just making a simple play, flipping the puck out just to get some guys off the ice. I think it showed a lot of maturity of our group. And we had little stretches of it where it really felt good. So that was a huge part coming back. It was just the feeling that I had with the guys last year. I think you could speak to anybody, and like I said, I think it kind of parlays to what those other two that you guys just spoke to. I think, especially Patrick, he got to be a part of our team and feel it, and that guy's been a part of, championship winning cultures. For him to want to come back to a culture that we started to build, then I mean, we're not building the culture. Detroit Red Wings has the culture, but to start to make that progression of the next step that this team needs to get into the postseason and on. So
Thank you.
Millsy?
Hey, Fish. Last year was your first season under Newsy and his staff. Can you just talk about what that was like being and working under them, and how important that continuity is for you and the team going into next season?
Yeah, I think I just touched on it. I'm just very happy to kind of go into to September, just knowing the systems, knowing what all four coaches are expected of me, and I think that's a huge thing of just being comfortable in the system, being comfortable with your peers and coaches, and like I just said, it's just very easy to train this summer to think, okay, I know what our PK is going to be, and I know where I could improve on my skating and situations in our system, D zone or whatever it may be. I think that obviously was a not a do or die factor, but definitely one that made me feel much more comfortable coming back here, and just like I said, to hit the ground running, to know the systems and to know what your role is and what's expected of you, I think is a big thing in this league. And when you join another team, sometimes you don't want it to take too long, but in my experience, just last year, it takes a little bit to get into the system and get into the routine, and people to know who you are as a person, as a player. And then I think that's obviously that stuff's kind of past, and now I could just hop in and fulfill the role with whatever I'm given that night to do my best and try to win the hockey game.
Thank you.
We've got time for two more. We'll go to Sam next, and then last question will be Helene.
Christian, you touched on this a bit earlier, but how did the end of last season inform your mindset going into the summer and then the year to come?
Yeah, I mean, probably quite a few emotions at the, kind of how it all ended. Obviously, what a dramatic last two games there, and couldn't have left too good of a taste for too many of us or anybody. I don't think anybody was too happy with how things shook out, and obviously that March really did us a disservice. But as athletes, as hockey players, I think every guy probably who was returning probably has a little bit more extra motivation this summer to do whatever, to take that next step, and whatever it may be for your game, just to improve and want to be, because I mean it doesn't get any closer than what do you call it, when you tie with somebody and it comes down to a tiebreaker. It doesn't come any closer than that. Maybe that's two more goals or three more goals from myself. You start to think as players like that are competitive, that want to who you don't want to go down that route of what coulda or what if we did this, but so damn close. And to be a part of the group, like I said, to be in those moments, from October all the way to April, we had some struggles and some really to feel kind of the pain with everybody, and to see how much guys cared at the end, and kind of talking with amongst guys just in the locker room, or the weeks after, of just God, we could have just so close, and it makes you want to work harder. I think every guy it's definitely going to be extra motivated to come into this season just because of how it transpired at the end of last year.
And as someone who's gone up against Vladimir for a long time now, trying to check him, what stands out in particular about his game that makes him so effective?
Yeah, you don't want him to shoot the puck with a clear lane. I think that is very evident. He's one of the most elite shots in the NHL, scored huge goals. I think the big thing about him too is what I really respect about his game is, as talented as he is and how gifted he is offensively, I think he has some meanness to him, and he competes his ass off. I think that's pretty cool. Same with Patrick. Those top end guys could probably get away with a little more rope than most, but you look at Tarasenko. I remember there's plenty of times where you go up against him. He is a heavy, thick boy that could outmuscle you too. So I think what a great addition to have to our team, to have that offensive firepower, a guy that's won 2 Stanley Cups and just did it too. that guy. I'm sure you talked to him. He wants to do that again. I think every player, that's what we work for, is to do that. And he's done it. And obviously, what a great ad for our group.
Thank you very much.
The last question will go to Helene.
I think I'm up. I froze there again for a second. You touched on knowing the systems now and the comfort level there, but I remember talking to you last year at camp, and you kind of felt like you had to come in and prove that you should have a job, and it was a crowded field. Is that ease up a little bit too now, with already having the trust of the coaches, and like you said, the systems?
I don't think it eases up. I think I would say my whole career has been that. Even my 7th year in Arizona, it's the National Hockey League, and you're putting the best players on the ice. That's going to give you the chance to win. That's how the coaches work. That's how teams work. My whole career has kind of been that. I haven't been the most offensive gifted or best skater, but I find a way to help the team win, whatever that may be of asked of me. I think going into this year, I'd say it honestly probably motivates me more. I'm not too worried of where I'm going to slot in or where I'm going to play or how much I'm going to play. I just, I know what, the 4 or 5 things that I'm really good at, and I'm going to, maximizing those skills and improving. Like I said, I'm not happy with my totals last year. So, this summer, skating and shooting and little touches around the net. Obviously, a lot of my points and totals are net front or from below the goal line on the boards, stuff like that, taking it to the net. So, I don't think it eases up any really opportunities anywhere. But like I said, it's more comfortable on my mental state, just knowing I don't have to think what the heck what's the neutral zone when I hop out there in October. There's little things right there that take away your energy and focus that you have to worry about. Or I think that obviously that's the benefit of going back. It's just not having to think. You just go out there and play hockey, play the system, and let your abilities take over. And that's basically it.
Thank you. Enjoy Italy. That sounds like a fabulous trip. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Christian.